it is time for me to say something I have not said in a long time, and that is, hey child, and welcome back to my channel. So I have not recorded a video in literally 3 weeks. That has been because, y'all, I've been tired. Why am I tired? As you all saw from my last video, I'm tired because I am over here growing a human being. I am pregnant. So in this particular video, I said I wanted to share with you all my first trimester journey. And the reason I wanted to do that is because with me being a first time mom, the thing that helped me was hearing the stories of other people, because you can read what to expect, what I'm expecting, and you can read all these books, but when you're going through it, you naturally have questions and sometimes you can get uncomfortable. And so what has been really helpful to me is the village of women around me, like my mama, my sister. Denise Adore on YouTube made her stuff available if I had questions. And another thing that has helped me has been YouTube. I have been scouring through videos, looking at week by week updates of what to expect to go on with my body. And so I said, if I can help someone who is about to be on this journey, who is on this journey, or if they just downright nosy and you just want to know the tea, then I would like to be of help. So in this particular video, I'm going to share with you what my first trimester journey has been like. I ain't shaved, so let me, we ain't gonna be too liberal with the uplifting, And along with not shaving, I ain't did a whole bunch of no maintenance. I ain't did no eyebrows since June or nothing, because I have been tired. So yeah, let's talk about the lack of videos, what my body has been going through, what my experience has been like. But before I do, let me start with a thank you. Thank you to everybody for your outpouring of love to little old me and my new family. Listen, y'all know I try to get back to a lot of comments. Even if I can get to everybody, I like to get back to comments. But y'all blindsided me with so much love and support on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. I couldn't get back to everybody, so I just want to say thank y'all so much for cheering for me. Like, it really made my heart just go pitter patter. And let me stop, because I'm real emotional. I cry at the drop of a beat. So anyway, if you want to know what my first trimester journey has been like, keep on watching. And with that being said, roll that beautiful baby footage. Child, I ain't said my stuff for so long. I'm so happy. Hey, child. Alright, so now that we got that introduction out of the way, let me spill out my tea. So I made a list of things that I was feeling throughout the trimester, so I'm going to share that with you all. And then I gave my Instagram family the opportunity to ask me anything they want to. So if I didn't already cover it in this, we'll talk about it at the end of the video. So first thing on the list was exhaustion, which I kind of covered already, and it's completely normal. I'm growing a human being, so I am tired. Today I am 13 weeks 4 days. Yesterday and today I actually felt a little bit of a bump in my energy, so I'm hoping that as I transition more in depth into my second trimester, I feel a little bit more like a human and less like a zombie. But yeah, throughout this first trimester, working, very difficult. Housework, very difficult. It's very difficult for me to do anything except lay down, and that's just facts. But even then, when I lay down, I'm trying not to throw up. Speaking of throw up, let's talk about morning sickness. Child, I can say that I'm blessed in the sense that I don't throw up often, but I can also say just because it doesn't come up doesn't mean I don't feel it. My stomach is queasy all the time. I found that super sweet stuff is a trigger. Like, say I drink some juice, sometimes it'll just make me feel like, oh my God. I can brush my teeth and sometimes that'll make me sick. I walked past the trash can one time. I don't know what was in there that I was smelling, but that made me get sick. Like, I never really know what's gonna trigger it. Now, I don't throw up every day, but when I feel it, it feels horrible. What I have found to be beneficial to me, one of my mom friends told me, she was like, ginger and then peppermint. So I do have some ginger pops that I purchased, and then I also have some peppermints, and I found that if I catch it right as I'm starting to feel bad and I put one of those in my mouth, it helps. Another thing that helped me is Gatorade Zero. I can't go too long without eating. I can't go too long without drinking, because then that's when I really feel bad. And so a cousin of mine told me, she was like, hey, get you some Gatorade. But I didn't want to have too much sugar, so I chose to get Gatorade Zero. That helps me a lot. I promise you, I feel like every time I drink Gatorade, it helps me not to feel like I'm just gonna barf all over everything, and I mean it. So peppermint, ginger, and Gatorade have been my lifesavers throughout this first trimester. Now I know they don't work for everybody. Some it's just like, honey, I can have all the Gatorade in the world and I'm still gonna throw it. Honey, I'm so sorry for you, but this is my story, this is my song. Next, cravings. So in the very beginning of my pregnancy, I was craving red meat. It started with cheeseburgers now, and this is something I talked about on the live. I had to have a McDonald's cheeseburger Happy Meal every day. DJ was going to get me a cheeseburger in the middle of the night because I wanted one, but I ended up finding out I was craving it because my iron was low, and that's more so what's been going on with my pregnancy. Things that I crave or I don't want, it has something to do with what's going on with my body. So that's something I've been really paying attention to. But other than the first bout of craving red meat, I started craving really fresh produce. Like I wanted pineapples all the time. I kind of eased up on eating that. Then I went through Granny Smith apples. Then I went through plums, peaches, and nectarines. Right now, I'm not really craving too much of anything, but that has been what it is. It's like I'll crave something for a week or two and then it'll go away. So that's how my cravings have functioned. Oh, but on the flip side of it, I was not aware that I could have food aversions, especially not that soon in my pregnancy. I did a whole video telling y'all I was going vegan. Honey, that was the baby talking. I was repulsed by meat. I can't even explain why. It's like the look of raw meat, the smell of it. I ain't want it nowhere near me, and so we decided to go vegan. The only reason I went back was in talking to my midwife. She was like, yeah, not right now. You, especially with me having weight loss surgery, I needed to get those calories in, so I did go back to eating meat. I've been able to tolerate it. I'm not repulsed by it. I haven't cooked anything either, though. DJ has been having to do that, but I'm not repulsed by meat like I was. And that has been my only aversion, was the meat for that little bit of time, but I went back just so I could stop falling out. Speaking of which, that has been an issue for me, and that goes directly hand in hand with my weight loss surgery, because I was not getting in a lot of calories. Even before I got pregnant, I would get real lightheaded, real dizzy sometimes. That has actually amplified in my pregnancy, so I have to be very, very careful. That's also another reason I wasn't filming a lot. I wasn't doing a whole lot. My husband was just like, listen, your job right now, take care of that baby. I got everything else. So he's been doing all the housework in addition to working his 9 to 5. Dude been real MVP. And then my mom has been extremely helpful to me too. My body has been going through it. I try not to complain, but I feel weak a lot. And that's just because my body has been needing more and more calories, and I've been eating more trying to get those calories, but at most I'm getting 1,500. I don't know what I'm gonna do in the second and third trimester. I'm gonna try. Listen, I'm gonna try. But yeah, I'm struggling a little bit right now. I feel a little weak, but I can't complain because I do know that me having surgery is one of the reasons I was able to get pregnant. So I don't regret it, but it definitely is making things a little bit more difficult for me. Next, honey, this, whew. Okay, so in the very beginning of my pregnancy, I was having pregnancy dreams. I didn't even know that was a thing, but I was having the most vivid, ridiculous dreams I have ever dreamt in my life. And then when I would wake up, I'd be like, what's wrong with me? I've had dreams that I've accidentally gone live on Instagram on my phone, and at the time I was hiding my pregnancy. For some reason, I had a dream that I accidentally announced on live on Instagram that I was pregnant, because I didn't know I was streaming. Those dreams have been, it's crazy. Like literally, my dreams are everywhere. Next, a symptom that actually alarmed me in the beginning, that I found out was completely normal, was cramping. And this, it really freaked me out, especially as somebody who has dealt with fertility issues in the past. Feeling those cramps, it really messed with me because they felt very similar to menstrual cramps. So like, and it wasn't an all day thing or anything like that, but it would just be like random moments throughout the day. I would just feel my cramps going on, and I started getting nervous. There was never any bleeding or anything like that, but the fact that I was cramping, in my mind, I was like, am I losing? Is something going wrong? Like, what's going on? What really helped me though, which is what inspired me to make the video, and I'm gonna put her picture right here. I believe her name is She Kills or something like that. She was very in-depth, and she documented the beginning of her journey in depth, like every 2 weeks she was posting a video, but she talked about the crampings too. And then when I would read the comments, I would see how common it was. And so knowing that I wasn't alone and knowing that other people really dealt with this too, it helps me to be at ease. I ended up talking to my midwife about it as well. She said it was completely normal as long as I wasn't spotting or anything like that. And it actually died down around week 7. It started getting milder and milder and milder. But in the first few weeks, I did feel cramping at random moments throughout the day. But again, it turned out to be completely normal and the baby is a-okay. Next, bloating. Listen, I got on the scale. At that time, I hadn't gained any weight, but my clothes, like my jeans, just felt different. Honey, I just felt like Stay Puft Marshmallow, just like big. And even though like realistically I wasn't, I just felt really, really bloated in my midsection. Now it is actually starting to show or whatever, but in the beginning, I really felt bloated and my boobs blew up, honey. Let me tell you something. All right, so y'all know I did this little vlog or whatever where it's just like after weight loss surgery, I lost some of my boob titty meat and I went shopping and got these new bras, right? So I'm loving these new bras, but here's the thing, because I'm at home all the time, I don't never wear one. Honey, I ain't got no one on right now. So because I wasn't wearing my new bras, I didn't know I was outgrowing them rapidly. So one particular day, if you go through my YouTube timeline, you'll see I did a video trying on a lace wig. I put on a bra because I knew I needed to stand up and show you the length of the wig. When I put it on, it felt real tight. And then I noticed as I wore it more and more, I'm like, bro, this joint is uncomfortable. DJ had to pry me out that mug. Like literally, the new bras that I bought, they don't fit anymore. So I just started wearing my old bras again because I was like, I ain't buying nothing else. Let me tell you this, I'm not buying nothing else. So yeah, in addition to feeling bloated, my boobs actually got bigger. Hopefully ain't no children watching me. If you are, I'm gonna use the scientific name. My areolas, they spread, and then I start getting these little bumps around it. I forgot what they're called, but they're completely normal. That means it's a guide, I believe, for the baby. Once the baby gets here, they can feel and latch on a little better. But yeah, I'm starting to get them things going. Yeah, listen, my boobs don't look like my boobs no more. They definitely look like mama boobies. Next, another symptom that I got, child, this one ain't pleasant at all. Honey, gas. Listen, out both holes, just gas everywhere. I could just be eating and burp, and then I might pass gas. And listen, and it don't smell good. And I'm sensitive to smell right now. I smell everything. Even DJ was like, girl, you smell everything. Like literally, I smell everything, including this old nasty gas. I cannot explain. It's not pretty. Hopefully it calms down, but right now I'm very, very airy. Next, my mood. Now I will not say that I'm mean right now. You ask DJ, he might say something else, but anyway, I won't say that I'm mean, but I will say I'm very, very no nonsense right now because I'm not getting a whole lot of sleep. My stomach be hurting. I be feeling queasy all the time. Like my body is expanding. I've been having a little bit of round ligament pains where it just feel like cramping, just like my body just doing all types of weird stuff. I'm uncomfortable. So if you annoy me, I'm gonna get you up off my nerves quick, fast, and in a hurry. So yeah, I'm very, very no nonsense. I don't listen. I ain't got time for nothing. Next, the last thing that is actually on the more serious side is anxiety. I have been dealing with anxiety. At first, me and my therapist, we had worked it out to where, because I had made so much progress, I was on an as needed basis with her, to where if I felt like I needed a therapy session, I could schedule it. But I also knew me, the whole world could be going up in flames around me and I won't ask for help. So I made sure I was just like, just schedule me once a month anyway. Then when I started telling her some of the anxieties I was feeling, she was just like, what do you think about going back to every 2 weeks? And so yeah, we increased it because anxiety has been a thing. Because number one, having dealt with PCOS and struggling to get pregnant at a point, it leaves you with the anxiety of what if something goes wrong. So that is something that I've really, really dealt with a lot. And so that's why the cramping was very alarming for me, because I was like, is something going wrong. And so she really gave me some pointers to help navigate that. She wanted me to, you know, look at what you're doing in the moments when you're feeling that anxiety, and let's see what's really triggering it so we can figure it out. So I just, you know, followed her advice, and I've been doing very well. I've been very prayerful about it, and I actually have peace that this baby will come out okay, that I'm gonna see this thing through to the end and the baby will be fine. But yes, in the beginning I had a lot of anxiety because I was just like, it took me so long to get pregnant. It would break my heart if this baby didn't make it to Earthside. And so I dealt with that heavily, but now I am in a place of peace, and I know everything is gonna be all right. So that has been what I've been dealing with. I got a little bit of morning sickness, meaning that I don't throw up every day. I feel queasy every day, but I don't throw up every day. I'm very tired. I used to be crampy. My boobs are sore and heavy. I'm bloated. My clothes ain't necessarily fitting how I want them to no more. I'm really just wearing dresses and t-shirt and leggings all the time now. I'm farting and burping. I'm moody, not intentionally, but just don't play with me right now, period. And sometimes I just eat random stuff for no reason. But overall, this pregnancy has been extremely beautiful for me. I can say in comparison to a lot of people, my pregnancy has been a breeze. Yes, it has been struggles with my dizziness, which is associated with my weight loss surgery. And yes, I am tired. And yes, I do have pains in my body. But overall, things have been great. So that has been my first trimester notes that I have. Let me go ahead and answer these questions. All right, so how did your family react, and did you film it? Everybody in my family, whether it was my side or my in-laws, everybody was over the moon. The only person I filmed was me and DJ, just because we're used to the channel, so I felt like it was okay for us to be filmed. But everybody else, I wanted them to have their moment in private. I wouldn't put our families on the internet like that. Next, names. I would not put that on the internet. I don't know if I ever will. We definitely have some names in mind, but yeah, I want my baby to have some privacy. Like, I'll let y'all see the baby, but as far as like putting a full government legal, no. Do you have a doula? Yes, well, kinda. So one of my dear sister friends is finishing up her doula training, so she can be a full spectrum doula. She already has one, I forgot what it was, but I believe it's post birth care, but she's becoming full spectrum, and by the time I'm ready to hire her, she'll be full. But for those who don't know, I am actually going through a midwifery clinic that is inside of a hospital in St. Louis. So I do have the more relaxed, the more natural atmosphere, but on the off chance something goes wrong, I'm at the hospital. So all I gotta do is go up to the maternity floor. But in this midwifery clinic, it's very much so relaxed. It's very much so baby and mommy naturally first. They try to encourage natural birth, but if you do decide you want an epidural, you do have access to that. And I just felt more comfortable going that route with a midwife and doula versus traditional medicine. I'm not against traditional medicine, because believe you me, if them contractions hit the wrong way and I decide I want to get pumped in the back, that's what I'm gonna do, honey. And this ain't nobody gonna shame me. But I do want to really try to go through this process naturally, which is why I got a midwife and a doula. I've been watching a lot of natural birth vlogs to prepare my mind. The birthing classes that I'm going to is really teaching me how to think. Now I know in the moment of pushing out the baby, it might be a little different, but for right now, our plan is to go natural, which is why I'm using the midwifery clinic inside the hospital, and I will have a midwife and a doula. Next, what have most of your days been like since you found out? I have been sleep, and most sleep. Are you hoping for a boy or a girl? I would love to have a daughter. Like, I would love a mini me, but at the end of the day, because I struggle to get her, honey, I'm like, give me whatever as long as it's healthy. Any changes with your hair? Literally, I found out I was pregnant in July. I did one hair video, and after that I wore wigs, and then I wore braids. I have not seen my hair, have not touched my hair, so if it has been changes, I don't know. Next, are you gonna do a gender reveal? Yes. I was very skeptical about having a virtual baby shower, but a lot of people, both publicly and privately, was just like, we would really love to show love to you and your baby. So I am going to do a gender reveal online, and then I'll let y'all know where I'm registered. And if you do send anything, I'll do a virtual baby shower at the end. But I will let y'all know the gender in advance before we do that. Next, girl, what is going on with this boy? All right, has DJ had any symptoms? My husband was a sick one and I slept my first trimester. DJ has been sleeping a lot. He has not had like any cravings or nothing like that. Like if I indulge and get a donut, he'll eat it with me. But as far as symptom goes, the only symptom he got is because I'm asleep all the time. He sleep too. Next, did your activities change? Example is going to the gym during your first trimester. Yes. I just started back going to the gym last week. It has been a struggle. I really don't do much at all right now. Well, I'm starting to, but before the last few days, I didn't do much besides sleep. Next, from a non-pregnant thought, I wanted to know about the things or the symptoms that caught you off guard. It was more so just the cramping. Oh, I didn't tell y'all, restless legs. I don't know if my potassium is low, but my restless legs is a thing. Like my legs be clowning when I'm trying to go to sleep. And I'm like, what is going on? So I noticed that once I started eating bananas, it has calmed down. But for a couple of weeks, I'll be laying in bed, my legs just doing like this, honey, just doing like this. It was a mess. Like, listen to me, it was a mess. Next, what were the results of the fertility test you took just so we can know if it's a good ring? I'm so glad that you asked. So I did the initial test in May, and because I didn't know to drink a whole lot beforehand, I was too dehydrated to get enough blood out. So I wasn't able to send off that kit that I took the test for in May. So I contacted the company and they were sending me another kit to use in June, but it took the owner of the company a while to get back to me. Well, to take the test and get an accurate result, you have to take it on the 3rd day of your period. By the time they were sending me the test for June, I didn't get it in time for my June period. In July, I didn't get a period because I was pregnant. So I say all that to say, based off my clerical error and not knowing to have enough blood in my hand and all of that, I wasn't able to actually send off and get a result back. So that's why I never filmed a part 2. And listen to me, the donations was real that they was offering, but I wasn't actually able to do it because it didn't get here in time for June and July. I didn't get no period because I was pregnant. Next, do you get hot flashes? I'm glad you asked. Yes, I have personal summers. My air is on 72 and instead of auto, it is on. I am hot all the time. Next, how does it feel to be pregnant? And could you tell you were pregnant before the test? That's actually gonna be the last one. It feels amazing because it's something I waited so long for. So much so that the discomforts that I deal with, I can suffer through that and be smiling about it. And did I know before the results, although I kept taking test after test after test, which I didn't show y'all all the negative tests that I got, I kind of in my soul knew. And the reason I knew is because I track my periods. And so usually I get cramps on the 1st day and the 3rd day. That's the only time I ever cramp. Well, before my cycle was scheduled to start, I was cramping. And I remember looking at DJ and saying, I think you got me pregnant. So yeah, I kind of knew based off what I later found out was called implantation cramping. Yes, I felt the baby implant into my uterus. So I knew I was pregnant even though I kept getting negative tests. So with that being said, I hope this was beneficial to y'all. I'll film another update at the end of the 2nd trimester and let you know what that was like for me. And like I like to do vlogs in between so y'all get a little tea between then and all that other stuff. So I'm tired. I feel my energy coming down to here. So me and this little baby about to go eat and sleep. So if y'all have any questions, leave them down below. If you are a healthcare worker, a doula, someone who is really educated in this field, if you see something that someone is asking and I don't get to, I would love if you could respond. If you have any tips for anybody, I welcome you to do that on my page. I found so much safety and community when I didn't know what was going on and I was still being private about the pregnancy. So having community and having those people rally around me that did know, that was really helpful. So if y'all can do that in the comment section, I welcome that now. So again, if you have any questions, leave me down below. I love y'all, Maki Dada, and I'm out this piece. We're going to sleep. Bye.